Hi everybody, welcome to Eli Empowered. I am Vicky Semple, as you know. This video is going to be about back health, and it really is about holistic health altogether. We're going to be concentrating on the upper back, and I'm going to be talking about what it really means on a spiritual level. So we're going to be going much deeper than your average physician or doctor would do, and we're going to really be looking at the core of the problem and therefore how to prevent it, as well as how to kind of like really catch it quick and get it to stop naturally and in a more healthy type of way. Okay, I've got Bella at the door, so but you have to kind of have a wee bit of play going on, I think. Sound very playful out there. So she might come in as well. Right, okay, so let's get to this then. So your upper back. So basically, if you think about it, from your cerebellum, just down below your skull, to these kind of like rigidy bits there, all the way down to your tailbone, basically you have got your backbone. Keywords, back and bone, okay? Backbone. Very important here, okay? So you've got your backbone, you've got your spinal cord, all right? And if we didn't have our spinal cord or backbone, we would be like a blob of flesh on the floor, okay? Or just kind of wobbly like a jelly. And so as you know, the backbone is essential for holding us up straight. Walking up straight in alignment. If you think about it, when you're walking up straight, you're very confident. Why? You're valuing yourself. You're standing in alignment with your values. You're happy because you're in alignment with your values. You're living your life's mission most likely. And you're just generally really kind of pleased with yourself. And that's essential. Everybody deserves to feel that way. But you've got to be walking in sync with your heart alignment, your soul, and your awareness of all of sentience, okay? So you're more likely to be happy, confident, all the rest of it if you're really taking care of your own self, you're loving yourself, and you're placing your needs first. And that's what gives you that, straight back, that, and you're also, when you're living in alignment with your values, you'll be what people term as having a backbone, all right? You're not just selling out, you're not just kind of like, you're not bending backwards, okay? So another saying, you're not bending backwards for someone else who might not be in alignment with the values that are so important to you, okay? And so if you think about that from a spiritual sense, if you have got a sore back, you're most likely in some way, shape or form bending backwards, okay? So you might not be feeling the same amount of support. So ultimately, spiritually speaking, we're talking about support. And then if we come back from the back, right round to the front, we're talking about the heart chakra. So it is all to do with support and how you feel supported in your love relationships. It could be the divine love that you have for yourself and how much support you are giving to your own values. How much you really know yourself, in other words, because you have to know yourself to know your values. And that takes a lot of spiritual work because we're always evolving, so our values kind of like change, although they don't change hugely. They'll maybe like adjust in different kind of areas and ways to become stronger, okay? And so having that strength in your values gives you that backbone. As I say, you're not flopping all over the place like a jelly, and you're not bending yourself backwards to meet someone down on a level that's below yours. You're standing straight in alignment with your, with your backbone intact and your values, your heart core there, keeping you upright. And that's another way of talking about it, upright, okay? So all these sayings mean something. Just noticing that I've got Robert Burns in the background there. That wasn't me that put that there. My daughter actually put Robert Burns, who's usually down in the hall, up in our bedroom. So it's quite nice to have Robert Burns in the bedroom. They don't really, honestly, yeah. I'm sure there are probably plenty of people that have Robert Burns, famous Scottish bard, in their bedroom. Yeah, It's not something that I actually chose to do. Anyway, back to this. I am going to do one of the reads as well from the angels too, just to kind of see if we can get any messages, particularly for people that are watching us. That's going to be really good. But yes, so back to this, oh my goodness. Right. So, yeah, so how do we prevent it? Well, we prevent it with having our own core values and being worthy, giving ourselves self-worth, and really kind of loving ourselves. Lots and lots and lots of intense self-love is so important. And, you know, from a spiritual sense, so it's all about being in alignment with your own values. Veganism will help that. Well, you've got to kind of be in alignment with your values to be vegan in the first place. So it's kind of linked like that in a positive cycle. So when you're in a positive cycle, that's really going to help. And I would just keep doing things that you know are positive, even if you're not feeling like doing them, until you do feel that you are kind of feeling more positive and, yeah, loving yourself. That's going to help. And I mean, it could be any reason. It's not always about not living in your values. It could be that something's happened. There could be a change. It could be like related to all different kind of things that might kind of have you feeling this way. However, if you are talking about upper back problems in particular, it is to do with support. Okay, it's ultimately to do with support, and because it's upper back is your heart chakra, so it's a love relationship either within yourself or with another person, which could be platonic, or as I say, it could be a romantic relationship. Either way, you're not feeling supported. So what you want to do is really kind of boost yourself up, really be making sure you're standing in alignment with your values and not kind of bending over backwards. You don't want to be doing that. You want to make sure that your relationships are mutually respectful and you're exalting each other's paths. And when you're up there anyway with your confidence intact and walking in your alignment with your values, and you keep doing that, you'll be able to know really easily who is not kind of like, you know, up there with your values. You know, if they're down here, you don't want to be bending backwards. You want to just be out of there. So you're going to know really easily once you're up there who's not fitting in. But if you're kind of like, you know, dilly-dallying and you're, you know, compromising a little bit, that's really going to, that will ultimately affect you in so many different ways, from spiritual all the way down to physical, okay? Which is your sore back. Now, your sore back, the reason is because the heart never lies. The heart is the most important part of your body, okay? So it doesn't matter, you know, what you do, you can never hide how your heart really feels, and all different parts of your body can suffer as a result if you're not listening to your heart. And as I say, you'll have physical manifestations, but you can look upon them as good because they are actually helping you to figure out, hey, take note, this is what I want to tell you. That's your body's signal, and it's your body's way of saying, stop, this isn't right, you need to do something different. Okay, so it's really good that we have these signals. Otherwise, I know, we'd all be dealing with everything perfectly on a spiritual level, but we're here as human beings to learn and evolve. So as I say, it doesn't have to be that way. We don't have to be that way. We can deal with it at a spiritual level and emotional level. If you've gone all the way down to a physical manifestation, you have a physical ailment, you basically also have a mental, emotional and psychological problem there and then as well. Okay, so you've got all of them together. Now, if it's only just over a short, temporary, small space of time, that's okay. But you don't want it to be carrying on and continuing on and just sweeping all the emotional, spiritual and mental kind of psychological aspects of it under the carpet and getting something from the doctor. That's not good enough. You really want to be dealing with it at its core, and that's going to be really going right into yourself spiritually, okay? Everybody knows that. Most doctors will know that as well, but as I say, some people are really in a tough situation where they feel that they can't get out of a situation. It might be a little bit more intense. If it is more intense, what you can do is you can still deal with it in a healthy way, and actually inextricably you will actually be boosting yourself up at the same time, spiritually and emotionally, by doing these things. So what can you do? Lots of self-love techniques and actual physical ways of helping to heal your sore back. You can have hot stone massages. Make sure, if you are, that the person is vegan and they have good moral values, and also that the products they're using are vegan as well. In other words, cruelty free, not been tested on animals. all that energy in the process, whether that particular product, the actual elements of that product have been tested on animals, if anything to do with that has been in a way, any shape or form, exploitative of other individuals or has harmed other individuals in any way, like animal testing, anywhere along the line, then that type of product will have that energy surrounding it, and that's going into your own body and can affect how you live out your own life in so many different ways, spiritually, psychologically, you know, all the way down to physically. It can harm you physically because of the energy, the chemicals in it. So sometimes you don't even see what the chemicals, you know, where they're coming from. So that's why we always say it's best to keep everything as simple as possible and as few processes to get to you as possible. So what else? You can have nice hot warm baths. You can also just simply, to concentrate on a particular area, get a nice warm flannel with really hot water and concentrate that on areas of your back. And you need to kind of like hold it with 2 hands, or if you can get someone else to do it. But if you're working on building up your own self-love and your own values, probably be better that you're taking time to do this with yourself, so you're nurturing yourself, okay? And so you can do that. You can also use salt baths, salt scrubs as well. Salt bath that I have used is Dr. Salt's, and it's completely cruelty free as far as I know. And I used it not for actually for back pain or anything, actually just because I had a reading of these readings and it inspired me to have a salt bath. And so I was just purely enjoying it from the indulgence of having a salt bath. But it was really nice, really good, and it's brilliant. It's from the Dead Sea, so lots of kind of like beneficial aspects to it. Make sure you are taking lots of water if you're doing lots of these warm type of therapies, because as all the impurities and toxins are leaving your body, as will be a lot of the water. So you want to kind of make sure that you're taking in and appreciating the water that you're replenishing your body with as well. Very important. Thanks for listening, everybody. We're going to do one last item here, and then we will say ciao. Okay, so what is the message then that we're going to get for this? And again, you can see I'm not using Archangel Raphael cards, but I might actually go and get one. Let's see. So this is to help anyone that's suffering from the upper back situation, situation of support for self-love for themselves. What is the message that we're going to get through for this? Okay, right, there we go. So it's about having patience, your desires. You've got lots of desires. They will occur in the future. Have patience and faith and don't try to force anything. So again, anxiety can be, you know, there could be like quite a lot of anxiety if you want something to be a certain way. So it's just, you know, remain in your own values certainly, but try not to force it or to worry about it. So that's what's happening. This is the block, that there's lots of stressful situations going on, but you're trying to remain peaceful and calm about it. And so it may be that you are actually trying not to rush ahead. You're trying to have faith that everything will work out. You're trying to be as peaceful as possible, even though the situation is stressful. Maybe that you feel that that's the way you're supposed to be because that is the rules. You're supposed to be peaceful, and we all want peace. But sometimes you've got to make sure that you live in alignment, obviously, well, all the time you have to make sure you're living in alignment with your own values to have that peace, truly and authentically. So that's what's going on, busy, but you're kind of, you know, it's I am the angel of peace. I bring you new tranquility and a smoother road ahead. Okay, so actually, when I was reading that first, and it was saying about that you're having patience, maybe when I see this card, which is brilliant, and it's Astara, you deserve the best. Reach for the stars with your dreams and desires and don't compromise. And that's everything that I've been saying about don't compromise. See what I mean? Don't bend backwards. Keep straight up. Keep aligned with your values, your heart essence, your soul and spirituality, and walk your divine path that way. And that's gonna really be the key. So I think it's maybe actually not just staying in a situation trying to be like peaceful. You'll find the peace within yourself when you actually reach for the stars and you are in alignment. That's going to keep you in peace. So yeah, and there you go. This is the outcome. You're a spiritual teacher and you have the ability to counsel others and help them awaken their spiritual gifts and divine life mission. And if you do that, if you're actually able to kind of keep rising, keep in alignment with your heart and so your core values, you will be able to actually have noticed all the, you know, the journey on the lead up to that and to doing that. And so then therefore you'll be able to be like a beacon of light for others as well and help them realise how to live in alignment as well with their own spiritual path, and that's going to help them. So I think that's what it is. So if you support and give your own self support in your own core values and stand up straight in alignment, then that's going to be your support there, reaching for the stars, reaching for your dreams, reaching and being in alignment with your heart's core essence and your spiritual essence. That is the key. So just come back to everything that I said, really. Don't compromise. Have that backbone. Keep the backbone straight. And walk your talk. And that's going to bring you the peace. That's going to allow you to help others as well. It's facilitate yourself. And yes, your desires will all come into being as well. But it's ultimately not settling. You know, you don't need to be in stressful situations. You can have peace, but it will come from standing in alignment with your values and reaching for the stars or beyond. So we'll do an Elijah one as well. And a Raphael one. I think that was more Elijah coming across there, to be honest. Let's see. No, you never know, actually. Sandalphon one might be a part of this. Yeah, listening to like really good kind of music as well will help raise your vibration, keep it up, and yeah, just give you that kind of strength, walking your values as well. Just enjoy it, you know. So I'm going to pop a link as well to some music, because that certainly kind of came up there through spiritually. So I'll put some music down below here so that you can listen to that as well. So what have we got then? This one's sticking out. Okay. Right, I think that's for something else. Okay. Okay, let's get a message for to help people with their support, their own love, their self-love, supporting their own values, their own self-love, not compromising, reaching for the stars. Fresh air. Okay, so this is the one that I really feel is coming out. And most importantly, we've got fresh air. It's important to kind of get out as well. And I think that when you're reaching so high as well, you've got lots on the go. You really have a lot that you want to ground down into being. And to do that, you're really going to have to be out and about, outdoors as well. Making sure that the air is circulating nicely and that you're getting lots of fresh air. And that is just going to help you with your kind of like cell regeneration, with giving oxygen as well, which can also help alleviate pain too, and help with muscle repair as well and things. And obviously if you're doing like, if you're thinking lots, you've got lots on the go in terms of your reaching for your dreams, you know, you are going to need to be really balanced holistically. So you will need to kind of do lots of kind of physical things, lots of drinking of water, etc. But certainly kind of getting out and about. And from that, when you're out and about as well, getting fresh air, you're sending lots of your kind of like messages outdoors too. And that's going to bring lots more into manifestation. And from being outdoors, you're going to meet other people as well who will be likely to be on the same wavelength, and you know, you can be in mutually supportive relationships with that as well. Partnerships, unions, more specifically. So, yeah, with, you know, with the animals as well, and with the earth too. So it's all about bringing your dreams down into earth as well, and that's through being outdoors and getting the fresh air and sending off all the energy out with the confines of just your body, or just, you know, your house, being out and about, lots of fresh air. Sounds really good. And yeah, I hope you thoroughly enjoyed it, everybody. Speak to you very soon.